Good old Rhode Island. I'm here to finally look at a potential M5 replace. Pretty much a 90% done deal. I left a deposit on the car. I got video footage of it, pictures and stuff like that, but I wanted to make sure it's the car that I want by coming here and actually looking at it. You know, it's not such a bad thing because I got family that lives here anyways. For those of you guys that didn't know, I was actually born and raised in Rhode Island for 15 years. I lived here before I went over to Florida. So I can knock out 2 birds with 1 stone, see family, and also get a new car. Well, hopefully get a car. Definitely not Central Florida weather out here. It is cold, which is expected. Doesn't matter too much because my body is overwhelmed with like this butterfly feeling. If you guys have ever felt like in love or you really like somebody a lot, that feeling that just completely takes over your body. That's how I feel right now, which I'm trying to control because that's the worst way to look at a car that you're about to buy. You start looking at the car with the filter and it starts becoming an issue because you make a potential bad decision. So I'm trying to control that. I'm gonna go ahead and call an Uber, get to the dealership, and then I'll talk to you guys when I get there. I made it all the way to BMW of Warwick, which is absolutely massive. It wraps all the way around this building. There's definitely not a BMW dealership like this in Orlando that I know of. The guy that I've been talking to that works here, the sales rep Vito, he told me that this place is actually publicly traded. So this is the real deal right here. Any BMW i8 fans? Back when this car first came out, I was actually a big fan of it. And you ask me again right now, I don't like it at all. I mean, it's pretty cool. The concept, the interiors, you know, it's sleek. But I want a BMW to create a proper supercar, you know? And I don't think the i8 fulfilled that. Did you guys get used to the big grills on the SUVs? I believe this is an X7. I mean, those are enormous. I mean, they kind of flow a little bit better than the G80 ones just because it's a bigger car. I know, it's hard getting used to, but I mean, it looks aggressive for sure. M850i, this very distinct kind of bluish color. Looks pretty dope. F30, 335. You know, I've thought about getting one of these, you know, as an addition to the M5 replacement, just to fulfill the N55 boys. Not an X-Drive though, rear-wheel drive for sure. Maybe 6-speed, maybe auto. I don't know. What do you guys think? Believe it or not, guys, this is the first time I actually get to see a 7 Series in person, well, at least new 7 Series with the massive presidential grills up front. Ooh-wee. Got an M6 Grand Coupe here, which a lot of you guys wanted me to get as a replacement to the M5 because it was slightly different. It would make for different content, not the same stuff. I'm just not a big fan of the M6, whether it's the Coupe or the Grand Coupe with the 4 doors. Just not a big fan of the styling, guys. The interior looks dope, but the outside, I'll pass. So the sales rep that's taking care of me, Vito, he owns a 535, a 2009 535 with pure stage 2 turbos. And this is absolutely mint. If you look at the interior of the car, you can eat off of it. It looks stockish, and you know what's the best part, guys? It has a traditional 6-speed manual.
Warming up now.
All right, guys, look, G82 M4, all blacked out, shadowline trim, black grills. Doesn't look too bad because the grill doesn't really stand out as much. That looks pretty tight. It looks very aggressive from the front. I think this is the way to go. If you get a G80 or G82, blacked out, black wheels, shadowline. And I think that's a calamari orange interior, bucket seats. Yeah, yes it is. F80 M3 CS. Let's take a look at the interior. Check it out, 2-tone, pretty sweet. All right, it's time, guys. Vito gave me the location of the car, so I'm gonna walk over there. God, I'm nervous. I don't know why I'm nervous. I guess it's just, I don't wanna be disappointed. This wasn't the first choice. I've actually looked at 3 or 4 similar cars, and every time was disappointed because something was wrong with the car, and the deal fell through because I'm just too picky of a guy. So let's go walk over there and see it for the first time. All right, guys, so I'm looking at it. It's right in front of me. Can't fake the smile, can't fake it, but I'm trying to control that feeling because I still gotta go look at it to make sure this is the one, make sure that there's no sleazy salesman talk over the phone. This is insane. This is insane. And it is a specialty paint BMW. No, it's not frozen. I didn't go frozen this time. I tried to, I couldn't do it, and maybe I'll explain that in a future video. But this is by far BMW's most exclusive, most expensive paint on any BMW. It's that special and it's extremely rare. And it's a paint that you have to see in person, and I'm looking at it right now. I just want to cry. I just want to cry for real. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys what it looks like. You ready? Let's go. So I spent a little bit of time to kind of give this car an inspection of my own walked around it, looked really close to certain areas like the carbon ceramic rotors, the brake pads, the calipers, the interior, and I think it passes my test. This car is about to be mine today. This is not a regular F10 M5, guys. This is a limited production model F10 M5 pure metal silver edition. Only 70 were made for the world, 50 made it to the US, and 20 made it to South Africa, I believe. And it's named after the very exclusive, complicated, and most expensive BMW individual paint, pure metal silver. It's gonna be really hard for you guys to really appreciate this paint job on video. I don't think you can really capture the beauty of it with filming it or with pictures. You have to be in person, but I'll try my best to explain why it looks so crazy. It's just a metallic effect that is used on the paint job. It's dark and light in certain places, the shadows are crazy, and the reflection, like the sheen, is almost chrome like. I really hope you guys can see this on video, but in person it is absolutely stunning. It's hard not to look at. And honestly, this car looks like it came out of the showroom of BMW, like with 0 miles, because I couldn't find a single imperfection with this car other than maybe a little bit of creases on the driver's seat, and that's a given. This car was very well maintained. I'm not going to show you too much of the car in this video because I'm just trying to get the paperwork all squared away and own the car already, but I'll show you guys a little bit. The interior has this very distinct stitching, which only came with the pure metal silver. That's the badge that's over there by the trim. The leather here, the black leather, looks a lot richer, a lot darker than the one I had in my frozen black M5 for whatever reason. So I'm not sure if that changed, because the one on my F10 M5, I don't remember it being that black, that rich, and I don't think they redid the seats at all. Man, it looks nice in here. Here's what the rear seats look like. Doesn't look like anybody's really sat back here, like at all. Interesting thing that I noticed, my frozen M5 actually had the sunshades right here. This one doesn't have it. I think it still has the rear ones. I'm not even sure if it has a rear one. Maybe it has a rear one, but it definitely doesn't have the back window ones. I mean, I didn't really use them like that because I never had passengers back there, but I remember there being a sunshade right here. I'm gonna go ahead and pop the hood for you guys. Soft closed doors. Like a boss. I'm sorry guys, I just couldn't get the M340i. The 4.4 liter twin turbocharged V8 was just calling my name. The S63 is an engine that I absolutely fell in love with. I love the power delivery, the torque, how it sounds, even though it kills you on gas, especially with the prices you get at the pump today. I think they went a little too heavy on the arm roll here. That is super wet. Giggity. Looks clean though. I mean, the goal is to take all the modifications I pulled from the frozen black M5 and drop them into this car. So engine bay is going to change like within a week of me having this car. Headlights are in like brand new condition, completely brand new. I like the touch right here, like the top eyebrow here seems like it's matching the pure metal silver paint. I don't remember that on my frozen black M5. Maybe it was. Maybe I'm just, you know, I'm looking at this car with a filter and I'm in love, which is extremely dangerous. But there's no imperfections on the front bumper at all, like at all. It's been PPF'd. I think they had PPF when they first purchased the car. After 5 years took it off and they re-added it recently, so I have paperwork for that. So it should be good for the next 7 to 10 years if I take care of the car. PPF hood, all the trims, door pillars, handles. Apparently even this has PPF right here. And then another thing to worry about are the carbon ceramic brakes, right? Because you know how much these rotors go for if you, like, I don't know, crack them or warp them or anything like that? They're $4,000 each. Yes, I looked that up and verified it. $4,000 each. So that's definitely something I don't want to do. And I probably will not be tracking this car on this brake setup. Hell no. But the good thing about this brake system from BMW is that on paper they're supposed to last you, you know, 100,000 miles at least or more if you don't track the vehicle. This car's never been tracked, and as you guys can see, it hasn't really been modified neither. It's been kept stock suspension, stock wheels. It has an M Performance exhaust, and that's about it. I almost feel bad digging into this car and modifying it, but I kind of have to do it because that's what I do. Obviously I'll probably keep the original parts, you know, let them sit on the side in case I ever want to get rid of the car, give it away or anything like that. You know, you can have that special limited production car how it came from factory. Beast, guys, the beast. I went ahead and told Vito to park the car here just so you guys can see in the sunlight what the pure metal silver looks like. It's just insane in person, guys. It's a completely different silver. It's not a traditional boring silver that I know most of you guys are probably thinking. In person, this is insane. It's just so much contrast in person, and then it has like this crazy shine to it. It's such a treat to just look at. Here's a few different angles, guys. I'll walk you guys around and show you guys the M Performance exhaust tips, since I wasn't able to show you guys earlier, since the M5 was pressed up against that wall. Honestly, the only imperfection I was able to find on the entire car, see if I can even show it on video, it's right here. Right here, there's like small indentation right here, and it looks like they put the paint protection film over it. Two small little imperfections, like scratches or something, where they might have touched it up with touch-up paint. Hard to tell. I mean, unless you're me or somebody that thinks like me, you probably wouldn't see it. But I literally looked at every single inch of this car, every single inch millimeter, just to look for imperfections, and I really couldn't find any other than that. The car is absolutely in mint condition. Oh, I'm excited. All right, time to get in the car, go for a little drive. You guys are gonna think I'm petty, but there's one missing option on this car that almost convinced me not to buy it. You guys tell? It doesn't have the Bang & Olufsen. The Pure Metal Silver Edition doesn't come with the Bang & Olufsen. It comes with Harman Kardon. And I was so pampered and spoiled with Bang & Olufsen, I'm not sure if there's much of a difference. I hope not, because I think Bang & Olufsen is just like a flashy flex upgrade, where it's like $3,200 or something like that. And it had like LED lights in the speakers, and then that lifted up in the top, which always sparked up conversations with your passengers. I'm hoping it's not that much of a difference, because I'm a big music person. Guys, it's happening. It's happening. It's crazy. Me flying all the way to Warwick to get an F10. It's a special one though. And honestly, none of this would be possible without you guys. Like, you guys made this all happen. You know, I traveled to Georgia to get the frozen black one, traveling to Warwick to get this one, and I just really wanted to continue the build. I could have got an M340i or an F90 M5, which I almost did at one point, but the one that I was looking at actually sold. You know, I have sponsors for the F10 M5. I didn't want to leave them hanging. FI exhaust being one of them. I just wanted to finish the build. It just wouldn't feel right if I moved on to another car and didn't finish the F10 M5. Doesn't mean I won't get an M340i in the future or an F90 M5. I just want to take it. I just want to take it step by step. Finish the F10 M5 with a very special one, which, by the way, I didn't get to show you guys earlier. Here it is, Pure Metal M5, 1 of 50 USA. I really think I made the right choice. What do you guys think? Let me know, comment section below. Drive this car for a little bit, come back, do the paperwork, and then I'll get them to ship it out to me in Orlando, because I'm not gonna put 1,200 miles on this car. One, gas prices are extreme. And two, I don't wanna take a chance with like rock chips or any damage on the way there. Plus, I just don't like to drive that long anyways. So yeah, let's get to driving. Why am I so excited? I swear, I feel like much happier than when I bought the frozen black one. And at that point, I had no experience with the M5. You know, I've had my fair experience now with 6 months worth of it, and I'm just more excited for this car. There's just something about this car that makes me smile, makes me feel great. There's just something about the M5 that speaks to me, guys. This is my happy place. Can't wait to get it to Orlando, drive it every day. No, there's not a lot of F10 M5 fans out there, you know. It's a very niche audience. In fact, most people were trying to convince me not to buy this car, especially for the price that I was paying for it. But here's the thing, it speaks to me. I like the car. I love how the car looks. I like how aggressive it is, how versatile it is. And at the end of the day, I just gotta follow my heart. And my heart was just telling me, get another one of these. And this is why I'm here in Warwick. Buy me another one of these. Most people wanted me to get another 3 Series or an M3, M4, F90. I just wouldn't feel fulfilled inside if I didn't get another F10 M5 and finish what I started. I just wouldn't feel accomplished. Even if I bought an F90 or a G20, I feel like eventually I would still have to buy an M5, an F10 to feel complete. That's just the truth. And I was so picky about which one I wanted to buy. I didn't want to buy an ordinary one. I was looking for a frozen one for a long time. I just didn't want to downgrade from what I had. I wanted an upgrade, essentially. And I think that this Pure Metal M5 is a pretty good upgrade. At least I think so. I'm happy. I'm pretty much done with my test drive. I'm gonna go back and sign everything. By the way, the carbon ceramic brakes don't really squeak like I thought they would. I know some people told me that they squeak. Maybe I'm not driving the car hard enough yet, but I just like the idea that the wheels are gonna stay clean for the most part. One thing that I hated about my frozen black one, and since I had matte black wheels, I mean, I would clean the wheels and like within the 3 hours of driving, that's it. They look like absolute trash. With these carbon ceramic brakes, it should be able to help with that. Let me give it a little bit of gas, see what the car sounds like. Ooh, that M Performance exhaust sounds deep. Put it on manual mode. Oh yeah, that sounds nice. All right, a little bit of a straight right here. V8 twin turbo. By the way, I forgot to tell you guys, since this is a special edition, only the Jahar edition and this one have 600 horsepower from factory. That's right. So instead of like the 555 for the non-competition and 575 for the competition, I believe those are the numbers, this one actually has 600 horsepower from factory, guys, and I think a little bit more torque. So there's only really two F10 M5s that have that much power. Again, the 30th anniversary Jahar edition, which was one of the M5s that I was planning to get, and this one, the pure metal M5. And I am back in Orlando, and the weather is much better than Rhode Island, that's for sure. Woo! About 340 though. Damn, son. Yo, put them blinkers on, boy. Woo-wee. Yeah, so yeah, he's picking me up. By the way, I'm just gonna end the video that way. More details in the car in the next video. Appreciate you guys watching. Make sure to like the video, subscribe for more, and I'll see you guys next time.